down to, I just wanted to show you that. Now let's go and look at the origin of the Israelites. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, and we'll pick it up at verse 19. I just wanted you to understand that so that you will understand that this people that's called Israelites, God chose them. He started his church with them. He chose them to be prophets. He chose them to be apostles. And when he was ready to teach everybody else, he sent an Israelite to do it.
That's right.
You read Acts chapter 10 and Acts chapter 11. When he sent Peter the Israelite, he had the angel to go and tell Cornelius. God had the angel now. Go tell Cornelius to go and send for one Simon Peter. And he will tell you what it is that you ought to do.
That's right.
He could have just as easily sent the angel unto Cornelius and tell him what he ought to do. But that is not the protocol. The protocol is he give it to Israel and Israel give it to everybody else. And you think you don't need to know who Israel is. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't get it from Israel or get it from somebody that got it from Israel, you're going to get it wrong.
That's right. That's right.
That is the people that he gave. Don't tell me nothing about what the Gentiles doing. They the one that gave you Christmas, Good Friday, and Easter, and going to heaven. Find any of it in the Bible.
That's right.
The book even said by the mouth of Jeremiah that they was going to come and bow before the Lord and say, Lord, our fathers have inherited lies.
That's right. That's right.
God gave this thing to the Israelites, and you better find out who they are so you can get it right. Because if you don't find out who they are, you're going to get it all wrong. He told you that he gave his divine revelations unto him. That is what the apostle to the Gentiles said now. And God himself said that I raised up your sons to be prophets.
That's right.
And Jesus came in the flesh, and he chose the 12 Israelites and sent them out to minister first to Israel and then to everybody else.
That's right.
That's God's protocol, people. Now, let's find out who these Israelites are. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25, and we're going to pick it up at verse 19. And if it was any other way, I'd tell that too. When I stand up here, I read the Bible.
That's right.
If it hits me, I read the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell it right.
That's right.
Because I ain't going to put my salvation on the line just out of pride. You understand what I'm saying? But we are reading here, aren't we?
That's right.
Okay, I just want to make sure we read. Because I don't want to stand up here and give you my opinion of nothing. If I have an opinion, I keep it to myself. Because I know how much my opinion is worth. With the right amount of money, it'll buy me a cup of coffee. But I better have the right amount of money or it won't get me that.
That's right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stand up here and we're going to go with the Bible.
That's right.
So when it's all said and done, if you got a problem, then your problem going to be with the Bible.
That's right.
It will not be with Brother Daniel. Don't even bring it to me. Let's start reading at Genesis chapter 25, because we're going to identify who these Israelites are. Genesis chapter 25, and we're going to begin reading at verse 19. Genesis chapter 25, pick it up at verse 19. Okay, go ahead and read.
And these are the generation of Isaac, Abraham's son.
You know, Abraham, he had a son, Isaac, and he also had a son, Ishmael. And then Abraham wanted Ishmael to get the blessing. Ishmael, by the way, is the father of the Arabs. And he wanted Ishmael to get the blessing. But the Lord said, no, your wife, Sarah, going to have a son. Even though she's 90 years old, she's going to have a son. And you 99 and you going to make a son. And I'm going to make my covenant with him and with his seed after him. So now here we have Isaac, Abraham's son, the one that the Lord made the covenant with. Go ahead and read.
Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife.
Go ahead.
The daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
Go ahead.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Now, she was pregnant with twins. And so, you know, the children even struggled together within her. You know, this is where the struggle started with Israel and Edom. You know, they think it started during the civil rights movement or something. No. It started in the womb. That's where it started at.
That's right.
Way back some 3,500 years ago, that's where the struggle started. And they've been struggling ever since. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb,
Go ahead.
and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
See what the Lord said? Now you know you're pregnant. And you're going to have 2 different nations and 2 different manner of people. And they are distinctively different. Make no mistake about it. They are 2 different nations and they are 2 different manner of people. One looked like me and the other one looked like the man that you called you. And notice I said that you called you. I didn't say it was you. You called him that. Because your history has been distorted. You are the real Jew. We're going to show you that. But that is these 2 different nations and these 2 different manner of people. Go ahead and read on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Go ahead.
And they called him. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. His name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Now, let's go and identify who these children of Esau is and the children of Jacob. Let's go first to Genesis chapter 36. And we'll pick it up at verse 8. Genesis chapter 36, and we'll begin reading at verse 8. 36 and 8. 36 and 8. First we're going to deal with the children of Esau. Genesis 36 and 8. Okay, go ahead and read.
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. Go ahead and read.
And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
So now one of the nations, they are the Edomites. But you don't hear that name anymore, do you? No. But I guarantee you they are still around. Because the book even talks about in the last days what Edom is going to do. You understand what I'm saying? So they're around. You just don't hear about them anymore. They sort of disappeared from the page. They didn't disappear. The name disappeared. They still around. Now, let's deal with Jacob. Let's go to Genesis chapter 35 and pick it up at verse 9. 35 and 9. Okay, go ahead and read.
And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram and blessed him.
Go ahead.
And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob.
Go ahead.
Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
Now, now, go ahead and finish that.
And he called his name Israel.
And he called his name Israel. So now, out of Jacob came the Israelites. But let's go to let's go to Genesis chapter 49 and pick it up at verse 1. So now, out of one of them came the Edomites. That's out of Esau. That's right. Then God changed Jacob's name from Jacob to Israel, and out of him came the Israelites. Okay, start reading at Genesis chapter 49 and began at verse 1. 49 and 1. Go ahead and read.
And Jacob called his sons and said, Gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Now Jacob had 12 sons. And out of those 12 sons came the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead and read.
Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Now skip down to verse 28. Go ahead and read.
All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is it that their father spake unto them and blessed them, every one according to his blessing he blessed them.
So now, out of Jacob came the Israelites. And if you are not out of one of these tribes, you are not an Israelite.
That's right.
You know, because they use the term, you know, well, you know, the Jews, see, y'all Jews, y'all black Jews, but then you got white Jews. No, you don't.
Right.
You got to be out of one of these 12 tribes to be an Israelite. And to be a Jew, you got to come out of the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
And all of these people, they were black people. Every one of them. So now, if you're not out of one of these 12 tribes, then you're not an Israelite. And if you're not out of Judah, you're not a Jew. Right. You can be an Israelite, but you're not a Jew. You got to come out of Judah in order to be a Jew. Now, let's go to, let's back up now to Genesis chapter 10. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Genesis 10, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. We're going to deal a little bit here with some other people's history, and that's going to help us identify who Israel is. Genesis chapter 10, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. Now Noah had 3 sons, and out of these 3 sons, the whole earth was populated. Your genealogy go back to one of these sons. I don't care who you are. Your genealogy go back to one of these sons. First, we're going to read about Japheth a little bit here. Then we're going to read about one of Noah's other sons, Ham. Start reading at 10 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the whole earth was populated from these 3 boys here. Go ahead and read.
And unto them were sons born after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Tergama. And the sons of Javan, Elishah, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dudanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families and their nations.
So now, what is a Gentile? A Gentile is a descendant of Japheth.
That's right.
And when you do a little research, you will find out that these are the people that are called Caucasians, or white people as we call them today. These are the Gentiles. There is no such thing as a black Gentile. No. No such thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know what you heard. You heard either you're a Jew or a Gentile.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You had to be a Jew, you had to come out of the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
To be a Gentile, you came out of Japheth's son, out of Ham's son, Japheth.
Out of Noah's son.
Noah's son, I'm trying to say, Japheth.
That's right.
And you still had Ham. He ain't no Gentile.
No.
He a Hamite.
That's right.
So now, who are the Gentiles? They are the people that came out of Japheth. That's who a Gentile is. Okay. Go ahead and read.
6. And the sons of Ham, Cush.
Now he said the sons of Ham now. Cush. Go ahead and read.
Mizraim. And Phut and Canaan.
Now he said Cush, Mizraim, and Phut and Canaan. Let's go and read something here out of the encyclopedia here. Let's start first here at Universal Standard Encyclopedia, volume 11. And we're going to read from page 4128. I want you to read what's underlined in red there. Give them the subtitle.
Ham.
Ham. Go ahead and read.
Ham fathered 4 sons, the progenitors of the southern peoples of the earth.
Now he said he fathered 4 sons, the progenitor, which means the forefather of the southern people of the earth, it says here. Go ahead and read.
Cush became the ancestors ancestor of the Ethiopian.
Now it said Cush